Topic 8, multiplying and dividing decimals. 8.1 decimal places and rounding. Decimal places means numbers after the decimal point. So for example, if we had 7.564, we've shown here 3 decimal places, and sometimes we denote it as DP for decimal places. 8.1 would be 1 DP, and 7.584294 would be 6 DP. If we were asked to round a number to 2 decimal places, then our answer should have 2 numbers after the decimal point. If we're trying to round 10.9365 to 2 decimal places, well, 10.9365 to begin with is 4 decimal places. What we need to do is follow these steps. So first of all, we put a dotted line where we want to cut the number off. So if we're going to 2 decimal places, we count 1, 2 decimal places and draw our dashed line. The number to the right of the dotted line is the decider, so in this case it's the 6. If it's 5 or more, you'll be rounding it up. If it's less, you'll be rounding it down. Depending on the decider, either round up the changer or leave it alone. And the possible changer is the number before the dashed line. Cut off the number at the dotted line. So here we've got 10.93, 3 is the changer, 6 the decider. 5 or more means we'll round up, so we're rounding the changer up, and we'll change the 3 up to 4, so the answer then is 10.94. So if the changer was a 9, what that would mean is it would round up, and we'd have to carry a 1, so there's a possible knock-on effect with these. 2 important checks to do with these. Do we have the correct number of decimal places in the answer? So if been asked to round to 3 decimal places, we should have 3 decimal places. If we have too many or too few, you're definitely wrong. Is the answer close in size to the number you started with? If it isn't, you're probably wrong. So in this example, 10.94 is pretty close to 10.9365. We're asked to 2 decimal places, and we've got 2 numbers after the decimal point. So our chances are that we're right here. So example, round the following numbers to the number of decimal places indicated in the table. So the first one, we're rounding to the nearest whole number. So another way to think about that, it would be to 0 decimal places. So what we need to do is write the number, 12.15996. We need to put in our dashed lines, and that's going to be around the level of where we're rounding. So it's 0 dp, so we're going to put the dashed line after the 2 and before the 1. The 2 is the changer and the 1 is the decider. And because 1 is less than 5, that means we're going to round down, which means the changer will not change. So the answer then is going to be 12. So we've got a whole number. 12 is pretty close to 12.15996. So it looks like we're good here. Next example then is to do the same number only to 1 decimal place. So we'll write it out again, 12.15996. We're 1 decimal place, so that's where we're going to put our dashed line after the first decimal place. So between the 1 and the 5. The 1 is the changer and the 5 is the decider. 5 or more we round up, so it's a 5, so we're going to round up. And that's going to change the changer to a 2. So we're going to have 12.2. And 12.2 is pretty close to 12.15996. And we've only got 1 decimal place. Third one is 12.15996 again. Only this time we're doing it to 3 decimal places. So we're going to put our dashed line after the 3rd decimal place, which is the 9. The first 9. The second 9 is the decider. The first 9 is the changer. We're going to round up, and this time the 9 is going to have to change to a 10. which means we'll put a 0, we'll carry the 1, and the 5 will also change up. So what we'll be left with is 12.160. And it's really important we keep the 0, otherwise we're not going to have 3 decimal places in our answer. 4.345 for the next example, to 2 decimal places. So we're going to draw our dashed line after the second decimal place. The decider is a 5, which means we'll round up. So we're going to change the 4, which was our changer, to a 5, and our answer is 4.35. Next example, 3.214 to 2 decimal places. So let's write the number out, 3.214. We're looking at 2 decimal places, so we're going to draw our dashed line after the 1, which was our second decimal place. 1's the changer, 4's the decider. The decider is less than 5, which means we're going to round down, and the changer this time isn't going to change. So we're going to have 3.21. We've got 2 decimal places in our answer, and 3.21 is pretty much spot bang on to 3.214. And then finally, we've got 4.007. We're 2 decimal places, so we're going to draw a dashed line between the 0 and the 7. 7 is our decider, and it's bigger than 5, so we're going to round up. And that means we're going to change the changer, and we're going to 4.01. And we were asked 2 decimal places, and we've shown that in our answer. And 4.01 is pretty close to 4.007, so it looks like we're right here.